Everybody that knows me knows that I don't make videos. But I have something to say. My sister, Tiffany Sneed, was arrested March 20th, 2026, and was taken into custody at the Hamilton County Jail in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Sunday, March 22nd, my mother was notified by an investigator at the Hamilton County Jail that my sister suffered some sort of medical event and was taken to Erlanger Hospital. I later learned that my sister had been at the hospital for a total of 10 hours before family was notified on a ventilator. I'm only going to give you the facts on what we know so far, and then I'm not going to give you any speculation. We had to wait 72 hours to do a brain scan of her, or an MRI of her brain, to see the extent of brain damage that occurred from the lack of oxygen and that occurred at the Hamilton County Jail. That following Wednesday, the doctors told my mom and I that Tiffany suffered from unsurvivable brain damage with no chance of survival. That evening, we took her off of the ventilator and she died the next day, Thursday, March 26th. The investigator said that the Hamilton County would take her body to the coroner's office because it was an active investigation and they were classifying it as an in-house death. We had to wait 5 days to bury my sister. And we still have no answers. It's been 15 days since the event. The day before her funeral, I reached back out to that investigator to ask if I could see the video. He said no. I asked if he's seen the video. He said yes. I asked him to explain to me what was on that video. He told me that it looked like she was having a seizure in her cot or in her bed, and that he seen the guards dragging her out of the cell. That's all he said. I asked if he interviewed anybody that was in the cell with her or any of the staff that was working that night, and he told me no. I have a feeling that they are just waiting on her autopsy to come back, that she died of natural causes.
This story comes from Charity Starr, the sister of Tiffany Sneed. She is demanding answers following the death of her sister, who was in custody at the Hamilton County Jail. The family has been told her death is being investigated as an in-house death, but they say they have not received clear answers about what happened in the moments leading up to it. Charity believes someone inside that facility knows what happened. After hearing her story and being tagged in multiple videos she posted, KD decided to reach out to Charity to speak with her one-on-one at a private, undisclosed location. During that conversation, she shared additional details, including what she says an inmate reported seeing in connection to what happened to her sister. According to Charity, that account adds another layer to the questions surrounding Tiffany's death.
Since the investigator was not interviewing any of the inmates, the staff there that night, there were 2 inmates that seen my video pleading for help, for information regarding my sister. So 2 inmates has reached out to me so far. One of the inmates was not in there at the time of the event, but was in there for 12 hours prior and left 3 hours prior to the event that resulted in my sister's death. She told me that she was very worried about my sister the whole time that she was in there, that she was sleeping a lot, she wasn't getting up, she really wasn't talking to anybody, she looked like she was sick, she was sweating profusely. She felt like she was dehydrated because my sister would get up and go get drinks of water and then lay back down. Get up, get a drink of water out the faucet and lay back down. She also shared that she was so worried about my sister being dehydrated that she gave her her juice from her lunch. She also said that my sister, she thought, was hallucinating and was talking to herself at one point. And when I asked her what she was saying, she said that my sister just kept repeating to herself that she was gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. But she was not okay.
During the interview, KD could see that Charity was visibly emotional. He asked if she wanted him to give her a moment to collect herself, but she said no. She didn't want to stop. She wanted to tell her story, and more than anything, she wanted the truth to be heard.
The other inmate that was there, that witnessed the medical event, said that my sister was seizing, stated that my sister was seizing and foaming out of the mouth, and when the guards came in, instead of rolling her over to the side, they drug her out of the cell. The inmate stated that she was really worried about my sister's head hitting the back of the floor because her head was not stabilized and that her head was jerking back as she was foaming out of the mouth.
If you've been keeping up with this documentary, you might be starting to see a pattern. Case after case, something happens. A life is lost or forever changed. And then the questions begin. Families start asking what happened, why it happened, and how it was allowed to happen in the first place. But too often, those questions are met with silence, incomplete answers, or explanations that don't fully add up. And when key details are missing, when timelines feel unclear, or when decisions raise more questions than they answer, it begins to create a deeper concern. Because at some point, it stops feeling like coincidence and starts to feel like something bigger isn't being addressed. That's the pattern these families are seeing. During production, early in the documentary process, KD received a message about a young man who had been murdered. The message came from the young man's mother. His name was Dakota Biddle. After reviewing what was shared, KD met with the mother at a private, undisclosed location where privacy could be ensured to view crime scene photos and available footage connected to the case. After seeing the material and hearing the full account, he stated that parts of the investigation raised serious concerns and warrant further scrutiny regarding how the case was handled by local law enforcement. Please note, KD Marshall is in no way, shape, or form connected to law enforcement. He has stated that due to his personal views and beliefs, he is not attempting to solve murders or determine guilt in cases. The identity of the shooter involved is a part of public records. However, his name will not be stated here. KD's focus, as stated by him, is highlighting how certain cases are handled by local law enforcement and how, in some instances, families are left continuing to seek answers and accountability.
But for Samantha and her family, what came next felt nothing like order. According to official reports, when detectives arrived less than an hour after the shooting, 2 vehicles were in the driveway, a silver Chevrolet and Dakota's gray Chrysler. Behind that Chrysler on the ground was Dakota's body. Now, again, because he was leaving, guys. They weren't in the middle of a fight. Dakota was getting out of there with whatever he had. Detectives noted a cell phone and a blood-soaked rag in the driveway. Inside the home did describe signs that a struggle took place. So the TV was kind of knocked, wires were pulled loose, which is consistent in Dakota grabbing the Xbox out of the wall. There was a trash can overturned, and there was blood throughout the living room and bathroom, which again, I can only assume was from his bloody nose.
100%.
When Samantha eventually saw the photos and read the reports, what stood out wasn't chaos, it was carelessness. She would later notice that investigators had evidence lying exposed. Hands were not properly bagged until after EMS had already moved the body. And a paramedic caught on another officer's body cam snapping a photo of her son on a personal cell phone.
Now, can we pause here for a minute?
We sure can.
Because let me fucking tell you, if I ever found out somebody who is working the scene is taking photos of my dead child with their personal fucking device, that's enough for me to go completely banana sandwich. That is the most disrespectful, and it's not legal.
It is not. This is a big problem, and here's why. And I have watched this because it was all caught on body cam, and we have the body cam.
It. We've seen this.
I have watched this over and over and over again. I have tried to put myself in the position of the EMS. First things first, they moved his body. Now, they moved his body because they had to make sure there weren't signs of life. And I do understand that. But there was a fuck up because before you move the body, okay, everyone has police issued cell phones. Okay, all these officers. Before you move the body, you snap a couple quick pictures. We need to know what position his body was in when you found him. That didn't happen. So what ends up happening is they flip Dakota over to check for signs of life. After they have flipped him over and determined that he is in fact gone, they have a conversation about flipping him back into the position they found him in, which I'm already upset. And guys, I know that's a fuck up. Yeah.
But this was wrong. This was wrong to watch.
You flip it. I know. You flip it and you say, shit, we fucked up.
Yeah, you leave it.
Supervisor, we flipped the body. We didn't take a photo before we flipped it. I'm sorry. Is there going to be a ton of paperwork? Yes. Are you going to be in shit? Probably. So they flip him over. They check for signs of life. There's no signs of life. They flip him back into what they think was the position that they found him in. And then one of the paramedics pulls out her personal cell phone. And we're going to get into all the complications of this in a little bit, and takes a photo of Dakota. So many violations, so many things are wrong. Because in death, even in death, Dakota deserved dignity.
Mm-hmm.
So Samantha has asked for an internal investigation into the medic's actions, and to this day, she still has not received a clear answer on this. Then came the interview. Says he cocked the gun shortly after he got outside. Now, and I'm going to say this so many times during the telling of this, they're no longer in a fight. Dakota is leaving. Dakota is unarmed. Dakota comes out the door and heads to his car. Says Dakota looked at him, saw him with the gun, and said, "What are you going to do? Shoot me?" And this tells me how much Dakota did not think he was in danger. Because
100%.
if I am in fear for my life because someone has a gun pointed at me that I've just had a fight with, I'm not saying, "What are you going to do? Shoot me?" I'm saying, "Please don't shoot me. I didn't mean to piss you off. I'm sorry. I'm going to go." And almost in a, not in a joking way, but in an unbelievable way. Like, "What are you going to do? Shoot me?"
Right.
And he did. Raised the gun and shot Dakota in the face. Dakota is unarmed. Dakota was leaving. He was leaving. He wasn't coming at him. He wasn't lunging at him. The fight was over. Dakota had his shit and he just wanted to go home. According to the Hamilton County Medical Examiner, the bullet traveled backward and slightly downward, passing through Dakota's paranasal sinuses and fracturing the facial bones before severing the brainstem. It was instantly fatal.
During production, the weight of this story became undeniable. So detailed, so layered, that Katie made the decision to hold it, because this story is far from over. But while building it, something else started to surface, a pattern. In case after case, law enforcement appeared to be doing the bare minimum. And for a lot of people watching, that raises real concerns. Minimal effort, minimal answers, and an expectation that the community will just sit quietly and accept it. But this is Chattanooga, and in a city like this, people only stay quiet for so long.
Look at this dude, bro.
I need your driver's license.
When you're right here, go ahead, open the door from the outside, step out.
You gotta take his seatbelt off. God, look at them.
Police ain't playing. I'm telling you,
They definitely just got out of school. They all got on khakis. Oh, dang, I just noticed that.
Dear Diary, I know it's been a while since the last time I told you anything, but now I have some things to say. Recently, I've decided to expose some powerful people. I know it puts a target on my back, but I also know that the people I've exposed know it's best not to bother me. People have told me things. Some are victims, and some are people who were close to the victims they're referring to. These people have become my friends. They said I was able to be the voice they never had. What I'm about to tell you is deep. So deep that I've become a voice for the city. I know this is what the evil side fears, because a smart man is a dangerous man. I don't have much time today, but soon I'll explain everything. Signed, Katie Marshall.